Yo, what up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be talking about solo travel. First of all, welcome back to the logs. Make sure you subscribe and like the video before I even get started. My name is Lincoln, and I just cover travel content and lifestyle content, and I do videos like this from time to time talking about advice. So today I'm talking about solo travel, and just the truth about it. 2 weeks ago, I think last week. I did my first time solo traveling. I went to San Francisco and San Diego. I will link those videos below so you can watch those. But I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is why I chose to solo travel. So I've been traveling these last 2 years heavily. So I kind of wanted to travel alone because it would be different. I would be able to document it by myself and really just go at my own pace. That was like one of the main reasons I wanted to solo travel whenever I do have inspiration for YouTube and travel content. I see a lot of solo travel videos. I mean, the big stuff on YouTube may be, solo travel in Europe and backpacking Europe and, going to Japan and stuff like that. And, I do want to do stuff like that one day. You might see that on my channel. So, like I said, subscribe. But I can't do that right now. So I decided to solo travel right here in the States, and it was amazing. It was a really good experience, and like I said, I just wanted to do something alone, to have a new perspective on travel, and not always having that person by your side that you may be able to talk to, or that you kind of travel with. And I know everybody has different travel styles. I'm the type of person that likes to really go out, do a lot of good activities, whether that's hiking and games. Those are more my type of activities when I'm traveling. I don't really want to stay inside. I'm not really the resort type of person. So yeah, that's just me personally. You can still solo travel and go to a resort or do other things. That's just nothing I've ever done before. But yeah, I wanted to learn more about myself, and that was another big reason for solo traveling. Is obviously I'm able to document this, but I just was able to learn more about myself personally. I'll make another video about that. But one of the main things I learned is how resilient I am, and how confident I am in myself. That I knew about, but I really was shown it while solo traveling. And I do want to talk about, the fear of solo traveling versus the reality. So, one of the biggest fears I had for solo traveling was hostel life or accommodations, because it's so expensive to, just stay place. The most expensive things while traveling is flights and having somewhere to sleep, accommodations. Hotels, expensive. Airbnb is expensive. So especially when you're traveling solo, I was able to, mitigate those costs, when traveling with others. So I usually stay in a hotel or Airbnb, usually Airbnb. But traveling solo, I'm gonna need to lower that cost, and my solution was, hostels. So this is my first time staying in a hostel, and I stayed in two good hostels. I will say the first one was better. That was the Green Turtles Hostel in San Francisco. You walk upstairs, you got this nice lobby, front desk there, but you have this room with a kitchen, and just like this community feeling room where they have instruments like a piano, and I don't know if they had drums in there, but I know they had a piano, guitars. They had all these games you could play for free, and they also had a pool table. It has like some good music in the background. I just really did like that hostel. The shower situation was fine. It reminded me of, the overall hostel life reminded me of college. I think I had five or so dudes in my room, but nothing was really weird. Everybody kind of kept to themselves. We kind of, talked a little bit in between whenever we did see each other, but mostly we was out of the room. I only saw each other towards the nighttime, and everybody was like, coming back from their activities. But yeah, the other fear I had while solo traveling was the perception of being alone, and how does it look, to others. And I think that's one of the biggest things when solo traveling is you might not want to do it because you don't want to be alone, or you want to be looking like the kid that got picked last for a dodgeball. So that was something I had to get over. But the way I took it was being within myself, if that makes sense. I'm already an introverted person, and one way I battled the sense of uh, loneliness or that person doesn't have any friends is just having my earbuds in, listening to music, being within my own world. And I would just journal. This is the book I use. I would just write to myself, write down all these notes, and it kind of helped me and grounded me in a way that I really didn't know it would help in terms of this fear that I had about solo traveling. So I think just finding that one thing you have while being out there, being by yourself, eating alone, sleeping alone, doing all these activities alone, just having something that's going to keep you grounded. For me, like I said, that was music and just journaling. So just some of the challenges and how I overcame them. One of the main challenges was the uncertainty in terms of planning. So I'm a structured person whenever I do go to all these places, but this was a last minute trip. I just kind of spawned in on this trip. I had a trip to Chicago, and then I said, what about a one-way ticket? Where else could I go from here? And it just the whole solo travel just came after that. So I didn't really plan as much as I usually do whenever I go to all these places. I have notes of stuff I want to do in the area and stuff like that. So I didn't really have that this time. But the only way I could overcome that is, just to be like free flowing and, talking to, people at the hostel. They had a lot of recommendations of stuff to do. Just looking at stuff in between time when I'm at the airport, looking at stuff to do. So that was kind of one way I mitigated not being able to plan all this stuff ahead of time. And then the last thing is navigating like loneliness, and I kind of touched on this before. Is it can be lonely while solo traveling, and it depends on the type of person you are. Maybe you like being around people, and solo traveling doesn't mean you have to be by yourself. You can still go meet other people. I met other people at the hostel. Specifically, in San Diego, I met some people and we hung out, went to a comedy show and stuff like that. So you can meet people while solo traveling. I don't want you to take this video and say Lincoln said you're going to be lonely while solo traveling. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying there are going to be lonely times where, like I said, where you're eating by yourself, you're walking by yourself, and activities by yourself. Like, there's definitely you're gonna have more fun at a basketball game with the person you know. Like if Jamar was at that basketball game with the Warriors, that would have been so much fun. And it was still fun by myself. I'm just saying it probably would have been even more fun, with others. Or that time I went hiking in San Diego. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if Kiara would have liked it, but Jamar probably would have had fun. Kiara probably would have liked it, actually. And that would have been fun, hiking with another person. Obviously, only the first hike, not the second hike. And if you know, then you know. But yeah, that's kind of my spill of navigating loneliness. And I do want to end this video, so I'm just going to talk about my last point is, why you should solo travel. My main thing to push people to solo travel is, one, it's fun and you learn so much about yourself. I learned so much about myself while traveling. Specifically on that San Diego hike, I learned a lot about myself, and it was really just fun overall. Just going to all these places by myself and having that experience that was only unique to me and my perspective. So that was something that I'll take for the rest of my life, and I won't take that for granted. And it kind of built like a confidence within myself. That's like one of the main things I would say also about solo traveling is that you're going to build confidence from overcoming all these challenges. I was having trouble navigating a lot, and I kind of just, it sucked at first. It was annoying, but all I could do was move on. And I was missing buses, missing trains. I literally went to the wrong arena in San Francisco because I thought it was at the Oracle Arena, but it was at the Chasing Arena, so I almost missed, the Warriors game. But just gotta just get over it and not really attach too much emotion to it. So that's like one thing that I did and learned more about was, just to get over it, because you're not gonna really think about it 15 minutes from now or an hour from now or a day from now. It's like, it's really not going to matter. So I just don't want to attach all this emotion and anger to missing a train or missing a bus, because that's just gonna ruin my mood and ruin my trip. So those are some of the tips and stuff I did learn while solo traveling. So I hope you all did take something from this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I have more videos coming, and I will see you all next time.